Astral Chain is a game that provides a player with intense action, a combat system that's different from games of the similar genre, and providing a feel that is akin to a futuristic anime. It sets itself apart from the likes of Devil May Cry and the Bayonetta series. Hello everyone, this is Ingars from Adama Gaming, and today we'll be talking about Astral Chain. If you do enjoy this type of content, then be sure to comment, like, and subscribe for more Adama Gaming content. With that out of the way, let's get to it. Astral Chain was released on August 30th, 2019, developed by Platinum Games, which also developed the well-known Bayonetta series. Unlike Bayonetta, however, Astral Chain focuses less on angels and witches, but on a more futuristic setting. Set in the year 2078, society currently lives in a location known as the Ark, an artificial island metropolis, after the Earth suffered from cataclysmic events that made most of it inhospitable due to a meteor strike and the spread of red matter that happened back in 2043. The Ark enjoyed peace for roughly 10 years until gates began appearing in the Ark, with monsters known as the Chimeras attacking innocent civilians and killing them, and with some being infected with so much red matter that they would turn into monsters known as aberrations. In this game, you take control of a created character who can be either male or female, while the gender of the character you then select will be known as Akira Howard, who is also your twin sibling in the story. Both you and Akira work for Neuron, a police task force that was established to handle the threat of the Chimeras. However, most are unable to see the Chimeras as they are all invisible to the naked eye. To combat this, you're equipped with a thing called a Legion, which are Chimeras that were engineered to fight by your side, is noted by their blue color scheme compared to the Chimeras' more white and red look to them. Thanks to having a Legion, you're able to not only see the Chimeras, but are able to engage in combat with them. As in short, you're humanity's last hope of preventing the remaining people that are living in the Ark from suffering imminent doom. You will also meet a variety of different characters that make appearances in the story mode, but for the most part, a lot of the focus is set on the player character and Akira. It's a very straightforward story in its own right, but it's one that can take a few twists and turns as you play through the game. And it's very anime-esque for a good reason. A lot of the setting, character design, and many other things often remind me of an anime, and for me personally, I don't see it as a bad thing, but of course, some might have different opinions on the matter. In terms of the gameplay, it's very different from what you would expect from previous aforementioned games in the intro. For starters, you are able to have control over your character by being able to move, roll, and attack. In addition, you also have access to 3 different weapons: a baton, a blaster, and a gladius. Those 3 weapons each have their own stats, like how fast you can attack with them and what sort of combos you can do to beat the Chimeras. To help manage a large group of them, you can use your Legion to assist you with the combat. Legions have their own specialized abilities and key strengths that they can offer. You get access to 1 Legion at the start of the game, which is a Sword Legion. As you get further into the game, you're able to unlock more Legions like the Arrow, Arm, Beast, and Axe Legions. Legions will generally attack on their own, but by holding the ZL button, you're able to control your Legion companion manually with the right stick. Now this is where I want to quickly talk about the controls on the subject of the trigger buttons. You see, to attack with your melee weapons, you will use the ZR button, so think of ZR as your actions and ZL as your Legion's actions. In addition, if you hold down the ZL button when you're manually controlling the Legion, you're also able to use 2 Legion skills with the X to the Y button. Generally, all Legions can equip similar skills, but each Legion will have their own exclusive skill that only they can access. In addition, your melee attacks will have different properties when you press ZL with the flash, as each Legion will have different combo enders and even extend them even further, so do experiment on what sort of moves you can do with your Legion. You can also press the ZR button to pull yourself towards your Legion, as you also don't have access to a jump button in this game, so do keep that in mind. In addition, the chain that links you and the Legion can also be used in a variety of creative ways, like wrapping your enemies and stunning them, and then going for a flurry of attacks, or even use the chain as a way to knock back enemies that are charging at you, allowing you to stun them and go for free damage. This game allows you to experiment in many different ways, especially with skills, combos, and unique abilities that can be used to solve puzzles, but also aid you in unique ways. When you're not fighting Chimeras, you're mostly free to explore the world around you. For the most part, Neuron HQ is going to be the main hub world for you, where you can talk to other colleagues, customize your appearance, and upgrade your equipment. In addition, you also have access to a training room, giving you a small space to practice against particular enemies you might be struggling with, or to mess around with some cool ideas in mind. But usually, you'll be out exploring the Ark, exploring different locales, and completing missions. In addition, the game also offers side quests during each chapter, in addition to having collectibles, giving you incentive to go for the highest ranking at the end of each mission. The most common type of collectible you'll be finding will be the red matter, so when you see some, make sure you call out your legion and collect them. You get rewarded for taking your time to explore, and I do recommend that you don't rush through the missions, as you might miss out on the materials and collectibles needed to upgrade your stats, since the game does get progressively harder the further you progress, especially on the hardest difficulty. Of course, I can't forget about my favorite parts of this game, the music. And hoo boy, the music slaps in this game. Each chain in this game suits the locales well, while also giving us certain vibes, in addition to all of them having combat versions of their tracks too. My personal favorites are the Yarn HQ theme, Arc Malls, and Astral Plains combat theme. For me personally, when a game has an amazing soundtrack, it can make the experience much more enjoyable and more memorable for me, especially when I'm the type that listens to video game music a lot more than any type of music. In conclusion, Astral Chain is an interesting experience that I can't recommend enough. While the game isn't Game of the Year material, it still holds up to this very day, especially 2 years after its release. It has its unique charm, while also having mechanics that test your skills and knowledge, while having great music that makes it an amazing 20+ hour experience with included post-game content mixed in too. At this point, you can pick up Astral Chain exclusively on the Nintendo Switch. If you're a fan of hack and slash games and anime and own a Nintendo Switch, then Astral Chain is the game for you. Regardless, this has been Ingars, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. Peace!